There we go. I was watching the web show today. It was word for word. If Linus was you and Juan was me, that's so funny. I'm not the only one with this opinion. The steam machine is trash. That's one of the first lines of this VOD. Send it to Valve HQ. My work here is done. Okay. We gotta focus up. I need to make this work. This needs to function today. Yes, and if Linus is saying it's a bad idea, then it's a bad idea. Alright, so I need a way to get this calcite into a small calcite loop here. To make sure they're all equally getting access to the calcite. Because the other things have a high enough rate that the flow isn't really going to be an issue. But I do have to make sure we're getting enough calcite. Dude, the clip of Linus not knowing what hard R meant is one of the craziest moments in internet history. I'm sure you guys have all seen that clip. That was one of the yeah, that is a classic video. That is one of the craziest things to have ever happened on the internet. I got the clip recommended again this morning. You could physically see his entire company and infrastructure and everyone in the room filling out their resumes and new job apps in their head as they thought he was ending their careers. You could watch the whole company falling. And him going, "No, what do you think I meant?" God, that is a great video. Man, this almost works right here. It's very close to functioning. Just need a way to figure out this calcite thing. Yeah, I think that was already like peak when some of the first controversies were going around. Thinking. Alright, let me do what I'm thinking and then visualize it. If I can do this right here and just have any way for him to grab an occasional calcite, I'm fine. Yeah, that's it right there. That's all I needed. Oh, but the... wait, I might have it. That's it right there. Okay, I got it. I didn't have to move everything. Also, I realized that I do not actually need to void all of this ice because I need to make sulfur. And sulfur is going to require water, so I can actually use some of this ice. Nah, I never really got into any, like, TCG card stuff. Never really piqued my interest. Yo, welcome back, Dave. Okay, so, we have red ammo on the belt. We're missing yellow ammo, because we're missing iron plates, because we're missing molten iron hookup, because I unhooked it. Write all that down. That's important information. Eee, I really messed this up, didn't I? Yeah, I think this whole thing needs to move over one, unfortunately. Okay. Yellow ammo, no iron something. No, I did not finish the ship yet. We're very close, though. I have nuclear power, which means I can get rid of these. I have nuclear power. I have this, which needs a little bit of circuitry to fix a small issue, but, you know, we are getting thrust. I have thrusters. I have nuclear power. I have red ammo on the belt. The final thing that I need is rocket production. I'm going to try to make it a similar rate to the ammo here, which is 0.41 times 0.41 times 4. So I have 1.64 ammo production. So let's see where we're at with rockets. Divided by 0.31. So I would need 5 of these to be about similar. Okay. These guys need iron plates, 0.62 times 5. So these guys are going to need 3.1 iron plates. So we're going to need 1 more of these, which I believe I have the iron resources to take care of. Item ingredient shortage. You should not have an iron shortage. Oh, I see why you have an iron shortage. Oh, it can't reach now. Aw, man. It needs to go right there. It's a 1 off now. Are you kidding me? It needs to go there. I'll just have it do at less than 100. Okay, and then you're set to only produce if you guys are under a certain amount, right? Less than 200. Yeah, because it includes in crafting as well. Does this include in crafting? Yeah. So you're currently seeing 152. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, this should work. Okay. I don't foresee this having issues. Okay. So, I was calculating the rates on this. So you're putting out 93.7 times 2, 187.4. If these were operating at full capacity, you're using 37.5. You're using 50. So we still have 99.9 left over. So we can power this. After this, we still have 74.9 molten iron if we need it. Okay, now we got to figure out how to make these. You ever had matcha? I don't feel like I've had good matcha. I feel like I've had like some fake matcha tea stuff. I don't think I've had good matcha. All right, you need coal, sulfur, and water. You need carbon, sulfur, and water. Matcha tastes like grass. Yeah, but I kind of like that vibe. So these need the same ingredient, basically. Except the carbon will just go to him, and then they'll both pull from the same belt, and you'll direct feed or something. You could also be hooked up to the same thing, probably. Exactly! I'm vegan, of course I like grass flavor. We are not the same. Anybody remember what I was doing? Carbon. No, coal. Do the rates match? 0.25, 0.5. Okay. So this would actually power 2 of these. And I need 0.31 times 5 divided by 0.5. I technically need more than... I mean, I guess I can do the 4. Because this will line up. Okay, I need something like that. No power? What do you mean? Oh, ran out of water. Yeah, no, that tracks. We don't have any belt balancing going. What is it? Asteroid reprocessing. We don't have a proper asteroid reprocessing setup right now. So that is going to happen occasionally until we're moving. Or until we set up reprocessing. Don't send those up. I also want to put efficiency in everything that I can. Literally no reason not to. The power consumption is looking pretty good so far, though. This whole ship will only use, like, probably 12 megawatts at max capacity. Well, we'll see once it's flying, but... Okay. And then these all need the same output. So if I had a belt running here... None of these require a really high rate. The carbon's kind of a high rate. But I think one arm could keep up. I too ate asphalt. Hello there, Toxic. Yeah, this could be the same belt right here. Because then that gets them everything they need. But they need water, which they are not currently hooked up well to. I think all the water would have to be on the outside. It's also probably a world where these could, like, face into each other or something and look better. I also don't love the 4 to 5 setup going on here. I mean, I guess it kind of works. Yeah, what's the solution here? Is that it? Sure. And then they'll also need iron plates, which this one makes enough, so I don't really want to have to, You think an hour? An hour? That was way longer than an hour. Hour plus? Okay. It's a good argument. It already started again today. how's this looking size-wise so far? It's tight, but we can probably get this in here. Already? It's already come back up today. My mom brought it up. Chris started it, and I tried Tom brought it up, Chris brought it up, and I said no, and then Merm comes in the chat and goes, so how about the Steam console? There's no winning on this one. I didn't bring it up. I'll pull up your chat history right now. I said Claire Obscure, and you said the Steam Machine exclusive. Don't worry about it, console. Or underscore. I'm calling people console now. That's how bad it is. Yeah, I did say that. Have they released a price? They better not. This doesn't work. Change, yeah. Blank under console. Change your name. Toxic, you're gonna end up on a permaban. Be careful over there. This could be your last message. Use it wisely. About to never see Toxic again, boys. I don't like this setup at all. But let's finish figuring out what we need for it first. I know I'm gonna need some of these asteroid reprocessors. One of these makes sulfur, right? You do. Perfect. It's starting again. It's happening. Alright, so we need a total to power this of 1, 2. We need 2 sulfur per second. So we would need 5 of these. These will make 5.5 carbon. Which is enough. Okay. And then we just have to have some way to void if out of the other or something. That's not that bad. That's a decent input. And then we also need 10 water per second. You're making 0.66 ice. Yeah, that should make just enough ice to give this... Oh, but we need water here. We need 10... We need 20 water per second. Okay, so I do need one of these. Which means you're not enough ice. I could put 2 of these here, though. Right? Ooh, not enough room. Ooh. Come on, man. I'm not moving the whole thing over. That's not an option. Oh, this would be so perfect. I could put 2 of them here. Yeah, there's just no way to get that belt back where I want it. Dang. I guess we could always speed module this if we really cared. Because I only need 1 ice per second. I don't want to have to, but we're starting to get to a point where we might need that difference. Yeah, that gives it enough. Alright, so then we have enough ice coming out of this. I don't like this setup at all, though. And I think I'm going to lower the rocket production just so I can make this cleaner and go 1-to-1. So make this a direct insert. Might even do the water like this. These need iron. I mean, are these making excess iron? No, they're actually under providing iron. I mean, these all seem to be working, though. That's good. That's good news there. I'd agree with that. Laptops are super overpriced. I was looking at just like getting a new laptop, not even a gaming one, like literally just one that I can take when I'm on trips to like do basic spreadsheet work. And to get something that's not trash is like minimum $1,000. I'm like, I don't want to spend $1,000 for a work laptop that I pull out once in a while. Can always buy used. Yeah, it's a possibility. At this point, I'm starting to filter things just so I can physically see what my factories are doing. Okay. Yeah, this should work well. Actively tried to talk me out of it. Are you happy with the laptop, though? As long as you're happy with the laptop. Absolutely. Good. Okay, this is starting to come out better. So this is the last puzzle to solve here. We're going to need this outputting onto this belt, and we need you somewhere that you can get to this belt. Okay. Can I make this any tighter here? Can this fit in any better way? I don't think so. This was one block over before, but I don't think we can get him over there now. Let's see. Do you fit here? No. I mean, I could probably move this storage over and put him here. But I'm going to end up with a bunch of empty space over here, which I'm trying not to do. I really want this up here somewhere. But I don't know how else to make this work. Good job. Yeah, see how there's like a little wasted space here? I feel like we could sneak this steel guy over here. Probably not in any kind of pretty easy way, but definitely think we could fit him over here. If we did that, would you fit? Very close. Ooh, I think it actually would. All right, let's try it. So I would need a way to get this over here. And then... yeah, this would work. I have to change this output a little bit, but this would work. No idea how I'm going to get this here, but we'll solve that when we get there. Look at that. Didn't even have to move that. There we go. Okay. Can they stretch this far? Nah, it's one too short. This could work. Maybe. Doing my absolute best here to make this happen. Okay. I don't think there's a way to make that happen. If I had one here, is it technically connected there? No, these don't connect through. Dang, I could almost get an output right here, but it doesn't come out in the right spot. Okay, I think it's time to unhook. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I think we gotta figure this out. think I'm gonna do away with this entire yeet concept too. I think I'm just gonna use a recycler for the occasional iron ore that has to come out. I don't feel like that's a bad idea. Because it's not a lot of iron ore we need to come out. And then I'm actually going to be reusing this ice. So where it's at here doesn't even really matter. And this should be enough room now for you. Yeah, look at that. That's crazy. I did not think we were pulling that off. Yeah, and then the ice just routes down there. We'll already have an iron hookup for the foundry. Let's go. Okay. That was a crazy clutch there. Yeah, new emote prefix. And we've got a new emote that I'm excited about too. I drafted this bad boy up today. Tell your friends. Yeah, this is sick. I like this. Okay. I guess he fits pretty well right there. So then we just need a source of iron plates here, which would be very easy to just hook this guy up to. Right? Ooh, it's not that easy to hook him up to, is it? Can I fit a recycler here? Because I have an idea to use a recycler. Oh, it's one space too short. I could move the whole thing down one. Yeah, because if I could fit a recycler there, it'll spit it back out onto that belt anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So we were here. Now I want to go here. Yeah, because check this out. We get a recycler here. We set an iron recycler arm there, which will just purge this belt if it's ever needed, right? And we just set him up to here. Oh, and then you should be a stack inserter. And then, yeah, you'll only enable if you're detecting that the copper ore is less than 100 in the copper guy. Yeah! I like that. And I think this yeets, like, almost instantly. Don't think we should have any issue there. Then the ice is going to go right down to here. We will need some way to purge any extra ice that happens. I mean, ideally we could just route this water all the way down here to help fill these water tanks whenever they need it. But there'd still need to be a purge at the very end of that. This is some intensely processed spaghetti up here. And then I might actually have room for some belt rebalancing up here too, which would be cool. You guys are eventually going to need a circuit to stop filling this belt. Yo, what up, Spider, over there on YouTube? 3.4 thousand. Yeah, I think 2,000 should probably be the limit there. I mean, I don't know the total belt length, but... yeah, let's assume 200 belts. 200 times 32. Oh. Well, that can hold 6,000 ammo. Okay, let's make these enable, disable if red ammo is less than 4,000. I mean, it looks like we can really stockpile and still have room for rockets too. Nah, it looks more full than that. Oh, yeah, I did do it wrong. It's 16. Okay, so 3,000 is the proper limit here. So we're pretty much at it. Cool. Yeah, I got a new Ravy motor and I cooked him up today. He's a vibe. Alright, now let's rethink how to make this more compact already. Because I think we can change this. Yeah! Oh god. He's a banger. These guys should be full. Your prefix is long. Yeah, it'll keep it from being as much. Yeah, I'm happy with the new prefix too. I think it's a good move. It's just easier to remember than Fluff T2. Since I can't get Fluff. Trying to think if we should do this in a different way. Because, like, from this one, I know that I can get them really cleanly tight on one belt here if I do something a little different with it. I mean, it's kind of fine how it is, I feel like. It would just look prettier if I did it differently, you know? Because I could even put it right down here, so it's like the same spot that these get loaded, but from that side. But does it really matter? Don't think so. He would work. You're the only one who doesn't work, but we can just move the belt for you. Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah. Okay, and then they'll have the same condition that the other guy had. Enable if rockets less than 3,000. Okay, what else do we need here to make rockets happen? We need this. This is gonna need one of these sets. Yeah, we got a new emote, Tokeny. Glad everybody's hype about the new emote. I was rather excited about making him. I'm glad he's a hit. None of these should be outputting at a rate that it would matter. I didn't actually set him up to output yet. He might actually go down here. Which means I'd have more room to do this how I like to do it. Oh, there's only 5. Like, why is this not lining up the way that I want it to? Okay, so that would be the input for you. And then I think I just need some kind of other yeeter or recycler setup. What is the recycle consequences of this? Possible more carbon. And is sulfur the same thing? Yeah, just possible more sulfur. Okay. Yeah, I really like the idea of using recyclers here rather than trying to... I mean, it makes way more sense to just yeet it off the belt, but... there's something nice about being able to just recycle them right here. Why does that have iron ore on it? Oh, I see why that has iron ore on it. All right. So you only grab sulfur. And then you're grabbing sulfur and carbon. Are we doing that thing we gas lamped the person about non-existent? What? Or did it work? Did it work so well that I forgot they existed? Kind of seems like it did. Because I don't know who we're talking about. Hello there, Sleepless. Ooh, you know what? I think this needs to be a loop anyway. Does it? Hold on, let's think about that. No, yeah, because I have to make sure... Ah! These dual output things throw me off, man. These drive me crazy. Something to do with uranium. Oh, I do remember that. That was funny. I don't remember who that was, but that was funny. I liked that one. I did just realize that relying on this guy for ice could be a problem because the calcite could build up too. We could run into an issue there. And I need a way to void any extra ice too. Yeah, that's a good time to pay attention though, because I do that well for this game. Ah, these dual output machines are driving me crazy. I just don't know how to integrate the logic that I want that's like, if too much of one thing, get rid of the other thing to make sure other thing can flow. I don't know how to program that here. And like this doesn't work. This has to be in a loop setup here. But I could at least do a big old loop like this, right? Guess it doesn't need to be a big loop. Yeah, it does. I don't have any room for it to come out any other way. So we're gonna need a big loop of that. Like, this doesn't work, though. I mean, it'll work for a little bit, but this is eventually going to have a problem. On the sulfur carbon crushers, yeah? Might not when you start using rockets. But it inevitably will have a problem because we consume the sulfur and carbon at different rates. So no matter what, there will eventually be a point where one of these outputs is full so that the other one cannot output. It's the same problem we have down here. This is full on calcite, so it can't make any more ice, so this arm is waiting for ice. This has enough calcite, so it's never going to take the calcite, but now it doesn't have enough ice because this can't output the ice. It's the same problem I have all over the ship, and I don't know how to solve that equation. And I'm willing to use a combinator for it too, but I don't know how to do it with that either. Because I have to look at like 7 different spots to determine if void or if put on belt. Yeet the excess and call it a day. My only thing with that is you don't want to constantly yeet because you will run out of stuff on your belt. Like, you can already see this thing even running this much has effectively killed all of the carbon on the belt. So you want it to build a little stockpile and then not run if it doesn't have to, rather than it running 24/7. So the actual thing that I need, right? I need a circuit condition that determines how much sulfur and how much carbon is on the belt. And if either of those has too much, maybe it just pulls it off of this belt here and preheats it from the loop so that this spot doesn't get clogged. Maybe that's the way to do it. But I think it very specifically has to be this spot, right? It can't even be this one and this. It's got to be this one. Maybe I'm overcomplicating it. Maybe rather than thinking about the rates, because most of them are pretty close to the right rate, right? Maybe just have the circuit condition rather than determining arms or anything. The circuit condition just disables this machine. These just throw everything out of it with no remorse and just put it here. And this circuit signal here just says, if I need more of this, turn on the machine that makes it, regardless of if it makes 2 products or not. I think I'm actually going to end up with more sulfur when it's running, because we're consuming 2 sulfur per second. We're consuming 2 sulfur per second and 5 carbon per second. But these make... Yeah, no, we're going to be pretty far over on carbon, yeah. Oh, not too far over. It's almost perfect on both, that's the thing. Once it's actually running. Because we're making 2.2 sulfur, and we're making 5.5 carbon, and we're consuming 2 and 5. So, like, carbon will be the one that we have a little excess of, yeah. But I also don't know how to make it, like, thresholds, right? Like, consume carbon off the belt if greater than 200, but only down to, like, I don't know. I don't know how to... I don't even know the specific logic that I need is the problem. But this problem is all over the shit, like, I don't know how to solve it. Like, this guy makes my calcite and my ice, but I don't know at what rate we're gonna consume those. So I need it to, like... If too much ice, it'll block up the calcite, so I need to void some ice to clear up room for the calcite. So, like, the ice has to pay attention to the calcite, and the calcite has to pay attention to the ice. Or we just turn the whole ship on and wait for something to break. Completely pretend none of these problems exist. Right? That could work. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That is a future fluff problem. Oh, we're making rockets now, though. That was the last step right there. Okay, well that's the good news. The ship works now, which is a big step. We have every product we need for the ship to operate. We do need a belt balancer, though, because we don't have enough power, because we don't have any water to fuel the reactors. What? Yeah, the stuff being built on the ships does look great. There we go. I think this is off by 1, though. Yeah. Is it? Confused. Oh no. Oh no! This entire side of the ship needs to move that way by 1. Oh no. I think it's all doable. I'd really like to not have to move this. That'd be good for me. Yeah, I don't have the room for this to move over by 1. I'd leave it as it was. No, it's 1 block off, Dave. Leave it as it was. Kind of psychopaths we letting in the chat these days. Expanding the other side? Absolutely not. Y'all are taking the wrong way out here. I will do anything to make this work exactly how I had intended there. Okay, it does mean we need to figure out a way to output these rockets correctly now, though. Also, where did all of the contents of my belt go? Oh, they're stuck back here. That's fine. Oh man, where's the... Wait, how is that not a problem on that side? Oh, because this spot doesn't have turrets. I elected to not do that until I move those water tanks. Where does this turn around at, even with this one? That's a big belt. Okay. Nice. The ship shape is coming together. This is good. Can I put some solar panels back down for a minute to make this stop yelling at me? Yeah, the more phallic, the stronger. That's how it works. Hi, Hungry. Yeah, so these don't have an output right now, though. Not great. We aren't sailing on OSRS today? Oh, is today the sailing update? Did it finally happen? This will work. It's very silly, but it'll work. I'd really like my nuclear power to work. That'd be kind of nice. I know this now, yes. Reprocessing. I mean, the reprocessing just makes sense to have, though. Carbon. Russian roulette sim. That kind of exists, the shotgun roulette. Kind of already a thing. I think I need a decider combinator here, which is disgusting. Even thinking of using one of those grosses me out. Play as a guy advertises may be crazy who finds people directed by a god or voice in his head to butcher in a specific way or else the god will eat the world. Stalk people to find things out about them and I kill them properly. Yeah, it sounds like a nice wholesome game. What are those like feel good games? What are we speaking of deranged there, Scarlet? Okay, if, let's see, you make ice and carbon, right? If ice less than 200, I mean, it just needs to be different than the other one, right? The yeeter's at 500, right? Yeah, okay. I mean, I need more of these, realistically. These should be behind them. Big fan of the wires staying there when you move these like that. These could actually be hooked to one decider combinator. Ooh, I finished all my researches here too. Kind of tempted to just keep doing any Gleba research. Guess we can also just do things that are like under 4,000. Maybe start with ones that are like under 2K. Follower robot count. I couldn't care less about that if I tried. I did read something that once you're at like laser weapon damage 10 or 12 for all your inner planets, you can stop making ammo and just do laser ships, which would be really cool for like cleaner, tighter inner planet ships. You should watch the first 15 seconds of Bum Simulator. Is this the same Bum Simulator I watched Curb play forever ago? Or is this a new one? Oh, this is a different Bum game. It's a good concept. It's a good concept for a game. Physical notebook. Didn't like these notes. That's funny. Hi, Neko. The Bum Sim is not the $5 game I'm buying. You're buying Bum Sim for $5? It is $5. Looks like you're buying Bum Sim. I swear, if anyone points out that I'm using combinators right now, it is over for you guys. Okay, so this guy makes those. So if metallic is less than 400 or carbon is less than 400, you should activate and reprocess. This guy will be if metallic or ice, right? And this guy will be if ice or carbon. Except they're all less than 400 right now. So we don't really want that. I know, Dave. Why are you using combinators? Because I needed more... I needed to make more things happen. It really is. It needs a different condition. It needs this or this. And... I need... I wish I could draw these brackets in the shape that I want. Because now I have to make the same condition twice. Oh, is this going to do the thing again that makes me want to just quit this game? There we go. It's about to lose my mind. Okay, that's what it needs. So, if this is less than 400 and we have enough ice, then do it. Or if this is less than 400 and we have enough ice, do it. But yeah, then I guess we have to do an output. So then the output would be green or whatever. 1. So then this is an enable only if green equal 1. Okay. So for him, carbon goes here. And then ice goes here. And for him, metal goes here. And carbon goes here. And then just to give even more buffer, I think I will up these to 600 each. Just so they're not at the same number, because then you'll just have those like conditions kind of fighting each other. That would mean we need 600 length of belt, though, since I can't stack. Do we think we have 600 belt? 61, 120. $240. Nah, I don't think we're quite at 600 belt. We're close. We'll just lower these again. I'm also excited to see this fly. I feel like it's gonna be a really good ship by the time I'm done with it, if I can get all these circuit conditions to work properly. You go bone in or boneless? I've stood on this ground so many times. Boneless wings are nuggets. If you are getting wings, and I stand by this even as a vegan, you have to get with bone or you are eating chicken nuggets. Bone-in flats preferred. I always grew up calling them flappers. First time I heard flats was, I think, from like Tom or Jesse. We always called them flappers. And not even just in our house. Like, we'd order from Hooters and we'd say only flappers. Part of the country? Florida. Is it flaps or flats? Oh, maybe it's flaps. Oof, son, what do you mean, sorry? Florida's great. Pennsylvania here. This could be a regional difference. What do you say when you're ordering a carbonated, syrupy beverage from a restaurant in your region? Soda? I would say, I don't know if Tom agrees with me on this one or any other Floridians agree with me on this one. So in Florida, I, on average, say, not that I've even ordered one in a restaurant, but regardless of what flavor that I want, I would say I want a Coke. And then I would expect the server here in Florida to say, what kind? Like Coca-Cola, Sprite, you know, what do you want? But I guess you also could say, I mean, how else would I order one? I don't think I'm saying soda. I would say a Coke. Then order by brand. I might say like what kind you got and then just completely avoid the noun entirely. I would just say like, if they said you want a drink, I would say what kinds you got. I don't think I would even specify anything past that. I'd omit the word soda. Orders a Coke and wants a Sprite? Yeah! That's not the dialect. I genuinely don't know what we'd call it here. I really think I would ask for a Coke and I would expect them to ask me, like, what kind? Do you want a Sprite? Do you want a Coke? Do you want a Fanta? Just ask for what you want? Well, but you have to have a word for that category of item first. In this scenario. Like, Ohioans call it pop. I don't feel like we say soda here. Yeah. Pepsi, okay. Go to a restaurant, you want a cola flavored beverage. What are you asking for? Popversoda.com. Here we go. I'm not crazy! I'm not crazy! Look at this! Pink Coke. Soda, pop, Coke. I'm not crazy. We say Coke down here. For a generic cola beverage, soda, pop, Coke. Florida, yeah. Florida is a 50-50 of soda versus Coke. It's like dark blue kind of in the middle. I knew I wasn't crazy on this one. Saying I want a Coke is a very normal way to say I want a carbonated beverage of many different flavors, and I expect you to ask me which kind after. It's called a menu with the drinks on it. This is outside of the menu. This is server asks up, says, what do you want to drink? And you say, I'll have a Coke. And they say, what kind? And you say, maybe I'll take a Fanta. That feels like a completely normal interaction for me, which makes sense based on my region being actually closer to pink. I'm in this spot. But it wouldn't be crazy to me to hear soda, which makes sense because soda is also used right here. This map is giving lies. This map is proving my point that I'm not crazy. That's what I like about it. It's my favorite kind of data. Nah, Coke is a Coke, but a Sprite is a type of Coke. They're both called a soda or a Coke. Regular diet or zero. I can see that too. Thank you for proving my point with this map, Scarlet. Good news and bad news. Is the bad news that I don't have anything funny. I tried. Couldn't think of anything on the spot. Sorry about that. Hey, the map doesn't lie. The map does not lie. Tom's from one of those blue regions on the map. I'm from the pink. The gym hits back. Yeah. That's good news. What do you mean? I'm not even supposed to have solar panels on this ship. I just need the ship to run for a second for me to get something done. At least I have a lot of extra room to stick these in. Fluff doctored the map. I wouldn't put that past me. That is a fair assumption. We're still on low power. It's crazy. I'm very impressed with how many of these solar panels I'm sneaking in, though. I also do not need this much space foundation up here, which is a shame because I sent so much of it up with rockets. I think that's going to overflow this. Nah, it should make it. Tricep soar hits. Yeah, this ship just demands a disgusting amount of the frozen stuff that we don't have yet. Should I give it a test fly to another planet just to give it some resources? Here, let's save scum it. Let's give this guy a little test fly. See what you got, buddy. He's actually kind of zooming, too. I wasn't expecting to hit 250 here. Oh, you know what? I didn't set up the target priority on this. These guys are only supposed to fire at bigs. It's fine, though. He's flying. Look at him go. Look at him go. He's fast, too. Really didn't think we were going to get this much speed out of this. This is awesome. Alright, this should solve any belt issues we were having. I have a whole lot of resources now. Good job, buddy. Look at him go. Or make them worse. Well, I set up a reprocessor now, though. So we should... Yeah, we should be reprocessing this, and we're not. Which is weird. Target full? Oh, I see the problem. There we go. Okay. This should greatly help. Now, we're still not making enough water for the nuclear to kick on. Oh, wait. These insert on the wrong side of the belt. They're going on the ammo side. Ah! I don't know how to fix that. I don't know how to fix this. I don't have room. I guess these could be long arm inserters. Just replace it. Get rid of the solar and go down and up. Well, I'm trying to figure out how to... Like, this needs to grab, so I think we have to switch to a long arm. Because, like, we could output like this, right? And just have a belt. But then we need a long arm inserter here. That doesn't work either. Ah! I guess I could do this. I mean, it feels kind of silly, but that would work. Okay, that works. It's such an odd problem to have to solve. I don't know if I have room for it over here. I'll have room for it here. Okay, that works. Yeah, it does just seem like we're struggling to get the resources we need, though. Like, we're just not getting enough stuff on the belts here. Let me... Also not flying again. Yeah, but it's gonna be parked a lot, so it needs to be able to survive being parked. Bigs are the only reason we need explosion, right? Yeah. Mediums are fine for physical. Okay, so the rockets are supposed to only be for big. Wow, I have a lot of turrets. And you are for small and medium. Okay. Let's go back to novice. Let's see if you can survive another flight. Does this tell me how many belts are in the network? That'd be really handy. Does not. Is there one of these routes that has more oxide on it? Not really. How come they all have less? Oh, these are the mediums. So the mediums go up. Okay, so I need one with the most medium ice. I don't think a lot of them have much medium ice. 8 per meter. 9 per meter. 8 per meter. Yeah, okay. So we don't really get much medium ice no matter what. We get the most oxide basically leaving novice. I just need to get the nuclear power turned on. We can't get any water going for this. I can't seem to get enough oxide in here. I mean, I guess this is a pretty big water demand. But yeah, we're just constantly having low power, so we can't even grab anything. Can't get the power to kick on. Maybe... I mean, maybe I just mega scale this down for a minute to get it to turn on once. Yeah, because these just aren't grabbing anything because they don't have power. That's our issue. I mean, these guys are making water. Let's steal some water from these guys to turn it on. There we go. And then while that's running, let's fly again. Oh, we're gonna run out of water. Oh, these aren't even connected. I was thinking these were connected across. Here, will this turn off enough water for the grabbers to grab? Yeah, okay, we're grabbing. We're grabbing. That's big. It's a big improvement. I might have just made too power hungry of a ship here. Or we might have just overbuilt the nuclear. We maybe don't need this much nuclear. Well, it should only consume the power that it needs, though, right? It's not going to constantly burn, because the nuclear reactors are smarter than that. Keep flying. Keep flying. Yo, welcome in, Chills. How we doing? Okay, I think I can unhook this little scuffed thing now. All good, thanks. What were we up to today? Were we doing some Factorio or were you on something else? I'm currently working on my big boy, Gleba ship here. Gleba ship? AQUILLO ship. What? How are... What? Oh, I see. Missing a thruster. Alright, how's the belt contents looking now? Space age completely new for me. Brain is melting. It's a lot to unpack in your brain for a while there. It took me a minute till I was comfy with this. Decided these guys are using speed modules. Okay, we're getting a good amount of reprocessing happening. That's good. How's the AQUILLOing? Well, we haven't flown there yet, but I think the ship is ready. I'm doing a couple test flights right now and trying to build up enough water reserves to not die on our power every time, which isn't going well. I might need a way to, like, bank ice from these. That could be the issue we're running into. Maybe these should all output onto, like, an ice belt so we can store it. Oh, no, I see the problem. It turns out I'm just dumb. Well, there's the problem. That makes sense. It does! I had all these disabled because I was worried that they wouldn't grab correctly. Okay. Caught in the ads, what happened? I had all of the inserters for the water makers disabled because I had made my circuit logic incorrect about when it should grab from this belt. because I want to make sure this belt doesn't get full. And I was trying to make sure this arm grabbed first, but it looks like that's not actually a problem. So all of these guys were disabled the whole time for no reason. That's why we weren't getting any water. And honestly, these don't even need to be set up this way. I mean, they can grab there, but they can also just go back onto the belt too. I don't know why I didn't think of that. I will set these to... because I'd like this to store a couple backups there. Maybe? Does it matter? I think what I really want to do is find a way to store some of this ice on a belt, but I think it's okay. Put 20% of the asteroids back in the loop. Yeah, I just hadn't really thought about how to do that here, but this makes way more sense. And now I have reprocessing set up here to keep them balanced. Okay. We had power issues because of my IQ, not because of my IQ. Where am I at right now? Novice? All right. Yeah, it's working. Check it out. It's also really fast. This is a way faster ship than I thought. Look at this. Do we break 300? I think we might get to 300. Pretty close. How much power are those reactors producing? They can produce a ton. So we can go up to 200 megawatts. We're only using 13. We're way overpowered on those. The solar panels were a temporary thing. I might still put some back in because we don't want to use water if we don't have to, right? But let's get rid of the solar panels for a minute. Because the idea of it being an Aquillo ship, you don't really want solar panels. Nice. Okay. Yeah, the water shortage was not an issue here. Nice. The ship is sick. So the other idea was finding a way to store water up here too, because the more water we can have in storage, the better. Yeah, we still want a couple solar panels for sure. So now the idea is to do any little optimizations to the ship we can. There's definitely some size optimizations we can do somewhere. And I want to have as much water storage as possible, because this is effectively our power storage. And I think if I can get these water tanks up here, I'll be happy. And I think they're really easy to do. All these reactors just need to come down one. These could be sideways here, and this could all come down one. The problem is this is gonna kill the ship temporarily too. Here, let's fly you back to Novice. put these in for now so it'll keep making water. It's gonna temporarily kill the ship when we do this. But I think it'll be worth to make sure we have even more water storage. And I want this to just be as compact as we can get it. Any world where we can make it tinier is a good win. And this has given us a lot of time to work on some of the infinite research, which is cool, while we've been building this monster. Okay. So... this whole section right here can come down. I don't want to grab those belts with it. This can come down one. Yep. It did kill the power, though. I knew that would kill the power. This lets me store water up here, which I like better. I'm going to get rid of the water storage here. But yeah, now we have to kickstart it with solar panels. Seeing lines on the belts. I just saw those for the first time ever yesterday. Is that what it's for? To just show you like any possible throughput issues? Is that the idea of that? Because I had never seen that before and I was very confused about what it was. I don't know. I think that's what it is. When you do the F5, I think that's the intention of it. Yeah, it would have been smarter to not break all the heat pipes. That's what just killed the power so much. By breaking the heat pipes, I lost all the the temperature they had built up, so we gotta let this build up again. So we want to try to not move the nuclear setup again if we don't have to. That'd be the goal here. And then I think I actually have a few too many turbines, so we can remove some of those for some space efficiency. So for this setup, I don't know why it's not always a 2-to-2. But for this setup, it says we only need 28 of these. Not really sure how that works, though, because these will always consume... these will always put out enough steam for 2 of these. I guess it just slightly overconsumes the megawatts or something, because I have 32 instead of 28. They want me to have 4 less turbines. Which is fine. I mean, I could get rid of a couple and just do something like this. I do think I want some accumulators here too. I think accumulators wouldn't be a bad idea as a little backup. Ratio of exchangers to turbines, 1-to-2 or 1-to-5? 1-to-2 on these, because these put out 103 per second steam. Oh, and these consume 60? I always thought these output 120. So I guess it's slightly less than 1-to-2. I guess that's the idea of it. But it only wants me to have, for the optimal consumption, 28 of these. I like this accumulator bank here, but it probably makes more sense to put them here in a space that I can't fit solar panels. And then put solar panels here since they fit. How do I misplace this one every time? How's the reprocessing going? It's not symmetrical? No, the ship isn't symmetrical. I mean, we'll add some symmetry where we can in spots like this, but I did have to give up on true symmetrical for this. I can fix the belt symmetrical stuff down here now. All right, let's keep optimizing. Keep making smaller. I know these can come in one. I don't know if it really matters. But these could move over one if we want them to. These ones look kind of goofy down here. I can also do this in between every one of these if I really want to. Take out 4 there. How does it look on the map? Does it make it look more interesting? Not really. It lowers the weight of the ship, but the weight of the ship has nothing to do with the speed. Might have to do with the acceleration, but the actual speed isn't affected at all. Could get real wacky though. I could do some of this here. Really take out some space there. How much weight difference does that make? 2 tons? It is a bit Gatorade flavored, isn't it? That's the other thing we might want to do. We may want to move all these tanks up here and then dish out the thruster fuel maybe with a pump over here or something like that. That is an option. I could also just store a lot more of this here. If I, instead of doing these how I did them, I could put them all up higher, but I kind of like the shape of them. We could definitely get more thruster fuel though if we want. Is there any reason to move these over? Maybe, because I do need to yeet excess off these belts. Where does it go? To the ship's storage? Yes, that is what happens. I need some kind of logic on these that is different than the current, because we keep ending up stuck with ice here. Do you make enough ice yet? We need 3 ice. You consume 4. Oh, we make enough ice now. Or we've always made enough ice. So we always have excess ice. We just need to make sure that we can get rid of calcite if needed. I don't know. It seems to be working, so I'm not gonna mess with it yet, but if it keeps breaking, we'll figure something out. Alright, is there any space optimization we can do up here? Not really. This is pretty tight clearances up here. We do not have much wiggle room. This pipe spaghetti is intense up here. You don't have water for the rockets. What's up with that? Are you not? Yeah, okay. This happened. We filled up on calcite. So I knew this could be a problem. How do we solve that? Because now this guy doesn't get ice. I think I have the solution here. I think I know what I want to do. No, I tried rotating this earlier and I couldn't get it to rotate. Yeah, I think we just need a backup ice maker, which is not looking easy to install. I could fit one here, maybe. No, because this has to be lined up there. There is not a lot of clearance here. I can sneak ice onto this side of the belt right here. Check this out. Look at this. Ice right there. I'm not sure that works. I don't think that works. We can do this though. Move you here. Move you here. Oh no, that still doesn't work. Well, we could have an ice arm there. Because I just can't have that belt bend like that. Okay. Think we have it? Almost done. I am. You'd be so proud, John Fatty. Look, we got combinators in here with a bunch of stuff in them for our what are these called? Reprocessing. And it works. I've flown it around to all the inner planets to give it some proper resources and just test it out. It works. Yeah, this is huge. Very, very cool ship. And I'm just trying to solve little imbalances. All these 2 output things have issues. These little guys that have 2 outputs, I'm ending up with clogs and I need solutions to them. But I think I just solved this last one here. Yep, it just barely fits. Okay, you are just an ice maker. And you are gonna have input here, output here, stack inserter. Oh wait, that's gonna go on the outside though. I need it to go on this side of the belt. Ah. I'm losing it. I mean, I guess I'll see where it goes, but I don't think that'll work. Yeah, it doesn't go on the right side of the belt. But if you go here, you don't go on the right side of the belt either, because it messes that up. I wish it didn't auto-connect the belt that way. If I could put this here and keep this rotated where it was, we'd be fine. Oh, that wasn't good. What if I just didn't put the ice in that same spot? Well, we still have the same issue, though. This one's hard to fix. The rest of these are good, though. Output full on everything is what we want to see. This is a crazy puzzle to solve, man. This is wild. I know we need a backup ice maker. That much I can tell. Problem with you is if you go here, the outputs just don't fit where I need them to. But I need that spot. I need two of you here. I guess an alternative option would be to put the ice out here, but I still need a backup ice generator for when we're full on calcite. Because that's the situation we're in right now. Push the asteroid belt to the left? No, because of this arm here. Because this needs to still output here. Ah, there's no room to do anything. Is there anywhere that I can put? Maybe here. Underground, inserter, crusher, inserter, underground? I don't know if we're getting through this without MS Paint, I'm gonna be honest. Problem is, he only has 3 spots he can go, right? And even if he's here, I just don't think it works. Not the MS Paint. Oh, we love a little bit of MS Paint here. That's mispaint to you, sir. Like, I want to just take this and move it up 1, but then the middle part won't line up, and I don't have enough room for a turn in the belt. This is tough. This is a tough one. Move it down. Well, I can't move this down though. Because if I move it down, it can't connect here. Yeah. And yeah, I need this zig here. This is a tough puzzle. These ships are just so tight to get anything around. Can I get ice here by any means? If I can get an ice maker here and route a belt there, then we have it. There's not a lot of room here. My entire Fulgora base and my blueprints for some reason. Hey, you never know when you might need that. How do I get this where I want it? This is crazy. Like, I can almost get the belt there. Right? We can get here, but this needs to be here. And it could move over one, but then we still can't route the undergrounds the right way to get here. I know it can't move over one because it'll connect with the iron. Ah! Okay, so the other option is yeet calcite. The chem plant to the outside? Possibly. We could maybe move the chem plant. That's not a bad idea. And honestly, he might even just be able to go up here. Nah, that water is so hard to hook up. Man, there is not a lot of room to work here. This is crazy. Bad idea, we just don't have any good ones left. Now, I'm definitely open to moving this chem plant. This was perfect, except for the way the belts interact. It just makes the belt sides not work correctly. That's my only problem with that one. Maybe if I put this... I need it on the other side of the belt. I need it on the top side of the belt. Can you swap the calcite to the other side of the belt? If I put this belt here, no. Because now everything from here gets stuck on this side of the belt. That's the issue that I'm having, is the way these belts connect. And then I tried putting just an arm here, but it also tries to put it on this side of the belt. And then any way I can think of here also puts it on the wrong side of the belt. Yeah, that's still the wrong side. Ah. This is hard. Okay, options. Let's open this spot up. Not on AQUILLO yet. I could be. The ship would make it there, but I'm trying to solve little issues with this ship first. This doesn't solve anything. I don't know what to do. The only other option I can think of is to yeet calcite, but I don't have any room to do that either. Like, the other way is I could have calcite get output somewhere else if this is full so it doesn't clog this. But I don't have room for that either. Why not sideload the belts instead of sushi? They are sideloaded. But because the calcite's full, we can't get the ice out. So I was just going to make a backup ice maker for whenever that happens, but I can't get the ice to this side of the belt. You gotta eat calcite. Yes, but I can't! The backup maker would work. That's how the iron works here. So whenever we have, you know, too much copper being produced and iron throughput isn't enough for these, this guy kicks on and supplies extra iron, which I could do for this here. But it's not working. Yeet it out of the crusher into space with a long arm. But where? Best I can do with a long arm inserter is set it here. I think the only option is to put it onto the main sushi belt. Because even if I put an underground here, there's nowhere for it to come out other than here, and it's still stuck. And my first access point to yeeting is all the way down here. Yeah, I think that's the solution. I think we have to yeet calcite onto the main belt and have an additional one of these here that does calcite. This just does any calcite detected on the main belt. And then there will be a stack inserter arm here that puts calcite out here. And this will only kick on if this... It can reach. I'm looking at it. It can reach. It's fine. $184. So this will yeet out here whenever that is at 100 or greater than 150. When calcite is greater than 150. I think we're also low on ice again. Yeah, okay. Let's fly somewhere. Yeah, I started about 8. Where am I at now, Novice? Here, let's just fly anywhere so I can get some more ice. I think the ice is going to have different conditions. Or the ones that make ice will have different conditions. Let's go, Liv. So you'll activate... assume it's a nightmare. It would be anywhere from 4x belts to 32x belts. Yeah, right now, so they're capped at 32 items per belt. So a full 4x stacked belt is 32 on one belt. So you just 4x everything. Noise is awful? What do you mean? Equip. Oh. Did it just un-VIP you? What did you do? You didn't get mod and you lost VIP. How'd you do that? Give it back. Oh, Liv, look what I did today. Well, for one, I changed my emote prefix. So it's just fluff tape now instead of fluff T2, whatever it was. But I made a new boy. Look at that boy. Look at him raving. Yeah, now it's fluff tape KG. What temperature do you think the moon is? It's gotta be hot up there during daytime. Because it don't have a lot of atmosphere. Cold on the night side. Hot on the light side. ASMR vortex, I missed the... Correct, that's called mod bias. We stand by mod bias around here. Reading the chunks on the belt anyway, you could set... where at, Spinner? I mean, pretty much anything that touches the belt has filters. $250 to net. Yeah, that sounds right. Y'all welcome in, other duck. Also, have I lost mod privileges? No, things just break and I don't fix them. You have mod privileges. I just don't know what's wrong with it. And the odds of me fixing something. We'll get it fixed for you. We'll make it happen. Surely. Seems like space would be cold. Space is just extremes. It's cold and hot. But yes, you have mod privileges. Somewhere in there. I kind of just want the yeet conditions higher. Because we're yeeting a lot of this. And I want to be able to turn more of it into ice. Because ice is our biggest resource that we need. I mean, this ship could happily sail to Aquillo right now, but just being extra careful with it. Sign of further mental instability. We don't need mental stability. We need excitement. Do a little dance. I haven't thought about fixing this, but this hasn't broken yet, so I'm not gonna touch it. Same with this down here. This setup is broken, but I'm just not gonna touch it until it's more of a problem. Like, it's working, so I'm gonna leave it. The only other thing I'm thinking about doing is moving them one closer, getting rid of this gap here, and then utilizing this gap here for maybe a belt squiggle, just to get more belt storage. The other idea is maybe a little looped belt here that stores ice from these guys. I mean, we're storing water though. One thing you can eat there. Can't even eat those, they're fried in lard. Actually, no, that's just a US thing. I think yours are not fried in lard. I think I can have French fries at Australian McDonald's. I think that's just a US thing. Why are they fried in lard? Same reason why everything here is high fructose corn syrup. They say taste good. How cheap this is. Free any size fries with purchase of a drink. So you just go and buy like a $3 drink from McDonald's and you get fries? If morning hash browns, otherwise been digging the hamburger extra ketchup. I used to get, I don't remember the name of it. This was my college order. You could ask them to, it was like 2 McChickens and a Big Mac or something, and they would combine them into one sandwich for you. But they were all on the dollar menu. No, it was like 2 McChickens and 2 McDoubles. What was it? It was some secret menu item that we could order at UCF all the time. Jesse and I would get like 10 of them. Haven't had McDonald's in 15 years. Yeah, it's been... Actually, no, it hasn't been 11 years for me because there was a huge vegan pop-up at the McDonald's in... what country was I in? Finland. Finland had it. They had a vegan Big Mac there, and I ate 7 of them in one sitting and then went to sleep for like 24 hours. $7 for burger fries. No, that's cheap. I think the ship is ready. Yeah, there we go. I'll order French fries. My Aquillo power died. I think we have a functional ship, boys. I think we're there. Minus the fact that I just can't get enough oxide. But we shouldn't have that issue anymore when we're flying back and forth to Aquillo. Alright, do we do the test journey to Aquillo? I'm honestly not ready to land on Aquillo, but I'm thinking about flying a ship there. And then flying back. Just to test. Let's make sure the ship can make it before I put my dude on it. Alright. Let's add our Gleba interrupt. And now let's make our Aquillo interrupt. AQUILLO. All right. Let's see. Can he make the journey in one go? All the way from Novice to Aquillo. I think he's got it. And it'll fill up all of our ice storage. So we'll do a little walkthrough of the ship for anybody who didn't see the finished thing here. What is it? What's the full screen? The Shift F12? There's a full screen. Alt Shift F4? Oh my god, I Alt F4'd. Well. What was the keybind? Hold on. Factorio hide HUD. Control Shift F4. Control Shift F4. That's what it is. I was pretty close. Just didn't need the alt in there. Thank goodness you saved. I mean, honestly, best case scenario, it corrupted my save and we move on to our next game, you know? Oh, here we go. It even did an autosave for Platform 8's first trip to Aquillo. Check that out. Right when I clicked it. I forgot that it does those. Okay. Control-Shift F4. That's what I wanted. Wait! We need the right song. We need the right song. My space song. I play this anytime we do anything spacey accomplishment in this game. We're about halfway there. Song feels like an alien talking to you right after you got abducted. Whoa, he took some damage! We made it. Physical projectile damage at? Not all that high, honestly. Why can't I see it? Am I blind? Here. We're currently at 8. I think. You have to land to see it? I'm not even on the ship. My dude's standing on Gleba right now. Alright. Well, it can make it to Aquillo. So the only issue we had was at full speed. I think one of our rocket launchers just didn't quite make it. But if we get some repair packs on the ship and a couple replacement parts, I think we should be fine. The other option would be to limit the speed, which I do think I can do. We just did that. Projectiles at 8, I think, considering I have a 9 I can do. And explosive is at 8, since I have a 9. So they're both at 8. And our total SPM we can research at is 56. We pretty much cap out around 56. Ooh, see, now we're going to have the opposite problem. We're going to have an ice backup. So I need this to balance ice as well. Which I don't know how to do. Whatever. We'll cross that problem when it comes to it. I ended up just going with a yeeter. It's the only solution I found that worked. I don't think we're gonna solve this over text chat here. Your definition of front could be 7 different definitions from my definition of front. Alright, how's our overall ammo though? We have 1,000 rockets on the belt, 2.5, 2.7k ammo. We annoyingly have a little bit of calcite constantly stuck on the belt, but that's fine. And all of our other stuff is properly balanced now. Our water tanks should be pretty topped up. Above the foundry, offload to west instead of south. Oh, up here for the spare ice maker? Well, now the new problem is, because I like this solution. That might have worked for what we were trying earlier. Now the new problem is I need a way to balance both of them. I need this to yeet ice if ice full, and I need this to yeet calcite if calcite full. Which is a problem. We're about to hit that problem too. It's happening right now. It might not be a problem though, we'll see. Okay, well, I guess let me fly him to Gleba. Since that's where I'm at, I'll get on this ship. We got the AQUILLO ship though, let's go. I don't think I've ever had an AQUILLO ship that can fly like 300 kilometers per second either. That's pretty cool. That's a fast ship. And we get so much ice out here. It fixes all of the issues we were having. Ice was our big limiter. I do think for any remaining problems, I've kind of figured out the logic that I want. And I think all I need is a decider combinator all over the place and it'll fix this. Like a bunch of these just need a decider combinator and a yeeter option. And the yeets are just based on 2 conditions. Because like we're about to have the problem here too. This belt is going to be filled with carbon, and we're not going to be able to get any more sulfur for the explosives. This one's going to have the same problem. Now, the real question is, can I launch a second one of these from Novice without absolutely killing my Novice base? I think Novice could pop one of these up. I think it's doable. wait, no, stay on Gleba. I need to come up to this. Second Aquillo ship? Yeah. I want one that does the Novice Fulgora Aquillo route, and I want one that does the Aquillo Gleba Vulcanus route. They bounce between those. Because right now I have a ship for Novice Vulcanus, Gleba Vulcanus, Gleba Novice, Gleba Fulgora, Novice Fulgora. I have a ship for every possible travel line, and I want the same for Aquillo. Listen, I just learned decider combinators roll. Listen, don't be throwing arithmetic combinators out here yet. Those are for next playthrough. Decider combinators is already a big step for me. If I have to use two, genuine, not rage bait opinion, if I have to use 2 combinators to accomplish a task, I'm going about the task wrong. Genuinely believe this. If it takes more than 1 decider combinator, I am overthinking the problem and I need to think of a better way to solve it. Oh, Booby McFadden is an extremely slow early game white science thing that I've still just not outgrown. And it's just never broken since like 100 hours ago and I haven't upgraded it. And Pee-Pee Buster is actually handling the Novice Gleba route right now. He needs to be renamed. Oh no, he's currently just the dedicated science runner. The last ship that I need to build is the Fulgora Gleba. Space science similar to mine. My old space science design looks like this. I'll just find it. This is my old space science. Much later game, but... Insert here? New banana? Wind rocket, yeah. Which is also not super upgraded, but this was my science design last run. This was my Aquillo ship last run. Which I think we just made a way better Aquillo ship than this one. This one didn't even do red ammo. This one was the yellow ammo. Look at that yellow ammo. I should do uranium ammo. Flying brick. Yeah, flying brick do work. I'm getting on the Aquillo ship. I'm on the Aquillo ship. Alright, take me to Novice. Yeah, mash Alt F4. Control Shift F4. This is a really long ship. But that's the idea. It gives you less asteroids that you can possibly hit. And it makes your spaceship faster, so. This is a pretty fast Aquillo ship too. Very happy with cracking 300,000 or 300. Okay, this should get him the backup piece he needs. I need Novice to request... Honestly, Novice can do this to request all kinds of trash. Just ask for spoilage for whenever other stuff gets here. Ask for these. Okay. I'm not gonna need too much of this stuff anymore. I kind of want to keep some of the replacement parts, but like I don't need ammo up here. Don't need these. Don't need a couple random rockets. I'm gonna keep replacement parts for any catastrophes. Don't need this, this. Okay, this is an okay setup here. Where the limit is, I don't know, because when you look at like people's space casino ships that we'll do after Aquillo for starting to farm legendaries, those are like enormous, and they just super slow fly around the solar system eating all the asteroids. Okay, we're gonna want those. And then I guess we kind of just need Aquillo setup now. Going smaller. Oh, I mean the small ships? Somebody posted one the other day from, I think it was John Factory. Look at this. Where's this at? Somebody posted one. Yeah, it was John Factory ship. Look at this tiny thing. Where are we at? Look at this. That's the whole ship minus just some thrusters at the bottom. This is tiny. This is obviously mega late game. Everything is legendary. It is a tiny ship. Meant to minimize UPS. Legend says what even am I looking at? This is what was your thing here? The whole thing is direct insertion to the hub, so it's beltless too. So everything is just inserted into the hub and then dispersed to whatever needs it. Wait, you can do efficiency beacons? What? Zero belts, no fusion either, because fusion uses more UPS than solar and lots of space. Yeah. At the scale you're playing a different game than the rest of us. Once you're starting to build for UPS optimization, you are playing a different game than the rest of us. Hi, Parky! Parky, we have a new one. Check it out. Fluff tape rave. Look at that. Only haste 2 beacons. This has a ton of storage too. I'm happy I fit so much storage. I'm never gonna need that much storage. That is a stupid amount of storage. You never know. True, you never know. Yeah, we have a good amount of charge too. This thing barely uses power as well because I efficiency'd everything. And our belt should be staying nice and balanced now, yeah. Since we got such a big boost of ice out there in Aquillo, we don't have too many ice issues now. Probably wouldn't even need the reprocessor, honestly, but Our belt is slightly over full at the 600 mark. Might have to do 550. I'll let ice stay 600. We need ice. Good luck, Chris. Yeah, I think we're good. I don't know if we do Aquillo tonight, because I only have like 20 more minutes of stream. And I'd rather be able to, like, you know, get our first couple hours on Aquillo done. So we might just get our items ready right now, so tomorrow we can literally just press go. I think that would be the best plan here. So what all do we want? I'm going to pull up the Venzer video again because he has a really good Aquillo start method, so I'll know what to have with me. But I mean, we need everything. I'm telling you, it's on the YouTube recommended page every single time I open it. I'm not watching your Polish runner bent over on the track clickbait video.
Cyclers and the start on Aquillo is always a bit slow and painful.
100% watching with that clickbait.
Clearing out all these ice chunks with 5 times as power hungry robots and bootstrapping power with 1% effectiveness solar panels. But at this point,
That's a you problem.
I've played so much Space Ape that I've got it down to a science. First, we hand feed some fuel to a heating tower to get some initial heat and use.
Okay. So just vaguely understanding what I'm gonna need here. We're gonna use a heating tower with some rocket fuel. That's something I did not have on my first Aquillo start. I know we're gonna need a lot of heating towers, and we're probably gonna need. I mean, we literally need everything is the problem. Nuclear reactor and space heater to start out. I kind of like what he does with his start, because I actually did bring nuclear, I think, on my first. Maybe he does bring nuclear. I'll see. But regardless, I'm going to need everything. I mean, I need probably beacons and mods, right? Because I'm going to want efficiencies too. I'm going to want circuits. I'll bring them. Fluids. Yeah, I'm going to need fluid stuff. I pretty much just need everything. I need a full inventory there. I won't need any military there. Need personal robots. Power grid, probably. Quality robots. Yeah, I don't know if I want to try to mess with that though. I don't even have quality 3 modules. It's just not worth. Do I want train stuff? Don't think we would get along IRL. Train for remote fluid. But I'm not gonna have like ways to set up I'm not gonna have any way to set up the pillars or anything. He's pretty chill and as riztastic as you imagine. True. What do we got in here? I don't ever need electric mining drills again. I don't know why I still have those. What do you mean set up pillars? To go in like the oceans and whatnot. You know, elevator rails, you aren't making pillars? Don't you need like foundations and stuff? No? I don't know if I believe all that. You need ice platforms? Can't place foundations there. I mean, I never found any use for a train last time I was on there. I mean, maybe they could be useful. They just build in the ammonia. Oh, so we can't build them in the shallow oil pools on Fulgora until we get foundations, but we just slap them down on an infinitely deep ammonia ocean. I mean, deep oil ocean? You can walk on it. It's not that deep. You can walk right on top of it. Ain't that deep. You can't walk on the ammonia ocean. Just the research. Yeah, but I didn't know that till this playthrough. So as far as I'm concerned, it's still not relevant. Oil is thicker than water. You can't walk on oil. Not any more than you could walk on ammonia. Ain't no way you're walking on deep oil. You have no, it's not happening. You keep saying that, but I keep walking on the oil. What about you could run on a non-Newtonian ocean. Anyway, let's keep watching the Venzer setup here. Oh, were you guys not looked at? I didn't realize. Okay, I was doing all this in the background. I was tabbed to the wrong thing. I was getting all these requests set up over here.
Use it to unfreeze a chemical plant melting ice. Use the water from that to turn steam turbines and not have to use horrible solar panels anymore. Next, start smelting any lithium you found lying around and start making cryo plants with supplies you remembered to bring over. Then build a nuclear reactor. These serve a dual purpose on Aquillo, providing both power and a crazy amount of heat. After that, start processing the ammonia from the ocean and use it to make ice platforms. The more of these you have, the better.
I'm just using this as like a general little cheat guide to remember what to bring here. What do you mean 10? It's rocket capacity 1. I'm bringing 2 of these. What else looked useful there? Oh, the ingredients for cryoplants. Blue, superconductor, and refined concrete. Blue? Import them from Novice. I have them here. Okay, so I'll have plenty of stuff with me for cryogenic plants. Where concrete? Refined concrete for the ingredients here for cryoplants.
Next, start smelting any to turn steam turbines and not have to use horrible solar panels anymore.
Oh, solar panels. I need solar panels. And I need some accumulators. Just to get me started. Just ship your whole mall. I'm shipping everything, yeah. I basically shipped my entire normal inventory that I would have on me. Plus a bunch of extra here. No, import from the planet that I'm parked at. Drives me crazy. I feel like I'm going to need more of these. I'm going to need a lot of those. Now, it's not like my Aquillo ship is slow. I can literally drop all this off and fly right back immediately. So we're seeing YouTube. Oh my God. I need to give you guys the power to change that scene. Do we use heat exchangers for the nuclear up here? Probably, right? Yeah. We're gonna need those too. Give us more power. I think YouTube was a better view. Alright, what else does he want me to take with me? Shots fired. I also want more power. I promise to not use it wisely. Okay. That's pretty much all I wanted from his video. I just wanted to know the basics of starting here again. I was not gonna try to slowly remember this and keep sending myself things over and over. That was not happening. We need a cargo landing pad. And we need some cargo bays. No, that wasn't any of my music. I did start messing around with some music today. I know kind of the genre that I want to do some cooking in again, so expect a music stream next month. Also, I did have a question. I have a podcasting company that friend of a friend reached out from and wants me to do like a weekly thing with them. It's going to be delivered in a podcast like style, like available on Spotify and YouTube and whatnot as a podcast. But it doesn't really have to be a podcast. It's kind of just like a 30-minute weekly long form of anything involving talking with like some random ad reads in it. Obviously, we're going to go get that bag if it's easy. And as long as they're not trying to get me to promo like gambling websites. But if we were doing this like once a week, because I think I want to do it live. Like I want it to be interactive, but it's recorded as a long form style thing. And it's mostly just me yapping. That is what we need. Hadn't heard it. Yeah, exactly. What kind of like weekly recurring topics would you want on there? Almost like just like a weekly update, but maybe talking about stuff that I don't normally talk about, you know, as in-depth weekly or something. My first kind of things I came up with was like maybe my favorite YouTube video of the week. Like for like the number one, like, hey, you guys got to watch this, a quick no spoiler review of it. Maybe whatever new fitness thing I'm on for the week, because I'm constantly studying in that realm. But what would like be genuine, interesting weekly update kind of topics? You don't want my opinion, Laminar Flow P. Overcharging opinion on GameCube, weekly discussion about gaming PC. Yeah, I mean that's fair. Like rant about something in the gaming space is very fair. That one's way up there. But if you think of anything, I do want to know, because I kind of need a way to fill this 30-minute segment. I think we'll probably record them on Fridays. I think I meet with these people tomorrow. I really have no idea what exactly there is. Yeah, I kind of already just do it anyway. Your opinions on games you have never played. I like that. Opinions on games I have never played. That is going in the notes. Not a consumer of podcasts. Not me either, really. But whatever they're doing, like they're delivering it in a podcast format, but they kind of want it to be more free-flowing than a podcast. Like for someone who is like full-time music, it might be a 30, like, you know those YouTube videos, Tiny Desk Concert? You know those? Tiny Desk Concert? This is an example of something more, you know, just a long-form 20 to 30-minute thing, but it doesn't have to necessarily even be talking. Like, this is just a 20-minute performative concert that they do with, like, famous people, right? It could literally be anything like that. Is it solo? Yes, I believe, at least for now, it doesn't have to be solo, like if I had somebody that I wanted in there weekly. There's so many good Tiny Desks. But it can be as out there as, like, a Tiny Desk, or, you know, a 30-minute, like, chat we have in the gym. I mean, it can be anything. Well, probably not there because I need my actual mic setup, but I'll join and talk dolphins. Anyways, literally just because this company wants me to do these and they will pay me for some simple ad reads during them. That's the only reason to do them. Otherwise, I don't have that much interest on just like starting my own random 30-minute podcast from stream. But I think it would be more fun to do it live than just me recorded in a bubble without people to bounce thoughts and ideas off of. And that way it's also just during a time where I already do stuff. I've said for years, if I get a Raid Shadow Legends opportunity, I'm taking the bag. Instantly. No hesitation. I want you to apologize for your sins. Hey, we will sell out to the ad companies as long as it's not like rain bet or anything like that. Hyperfixation deep dive, like actually a good concept. It could be kind of everybody, just like share your current hyperfixation and we talk about it. Share your hyperfixations and we discuss and learn. Yeah. And even if it's not like an interview thing, it literally could just be like, all right, guys, 10-minute part of this. What are you hyper focusing on this week? Like, let's see if we have something new to learn about. Money wastage or nuclear stuff. Is Factorio more of a logistics factory or automation game? I would say logistics. I think it starts off automation and it rapidly becomes logistics. Did it have a loop up in roller coasting? Spend the whole 30 minutes talking about how bad gambling is. Yeah, I don't think we're taking gambling ones. Unless it is stupid. Everything has a price, right? If they go, here's 10 grand for a 30-second ad read for RainBet, I'm probably folding. But not a big fan of it as a concept. Have Jesse on and chat about blackjack math. That's a good one. That is his hyperfixation. What about me in history? Hey, Zev. Just hyperfixations and how the conquest of LeBron James's fall from the Emperor of Constantinople affected the US versus the Spartan war in 400 BC. There is some gold on that, I agree. Post-meeting elation, drop in energy, Macca's pure happiness, energy crash. Well, that's just the Macca's that did the energy crash there. How do you guys pronounce it? Macca's? Make's? Mookie's? Integrity of wet tissue paper. There's a lot of things I would do for 10 grand, Strum. I'm muting your I don't know how to say it. I don't remember how to pronounce it. Oh, I did have a real question about Australia. Y'all got squirrels? Y'all got squirrels? Mac as. No squirrel. Wait, really? And no, wait. This was a meme. You actually don't have squirrels in Australia? Hold on. Wait, really? Wait. There's no shot. I thought of this as a joke. Okay, this is crazy if you guys actually don't have squirrels. This... I wasn't expecting this answer. There's no native squirrels! Two introduced species, the American gray squirrel and the northern palm squirrel, were once present. The gray squirrel population is now extinct, but a thriving feral population of northern palm squirrels, originally introduced to Perth, Western Australia, still exist, causing issues in some areas. There's no shot. Okay. I had a whole joke led up for that. My whole thing was about how Australia only has animals that are trying to kill you, and they don't have anything simple and innocent. And my lead up was gonna be, hey, y'all got squirrels? And you were your line was, of course we have squirrels. And then I was gonna lead into thing about how you guys don't have any small innocent animals that aren't trying to kill you. And then you don't have squirrels. That was crazy. I was not ready for that. I was not ready for that one. They are cute and innocent. Not if they're in Australia, based on what we just learned about the lack of squirrels, and the only ones you have are like feral and drop bearing from trees. They do have squirrel, not natively though. And one of the two that got introduced died. Had a fear. Caitlin has a fear of squirrels, but that's because one actually did attack her while she was riding her bike and made her crash her bike when she was little. Hold on, wait, I'm looking at quokkas. Okay, they are cute. But see, why is everything in Australia so wacky, evolution-wise? Normal mammal, pouch. Why every mammal got a pouch in Australia? What happened in the evolution of Australia that led to all this? Think it's because we're isolated? Is it just a really long period of isolation? Like a couple extra million years than the other countries? What are these? They got lizard toes, but they're a mouse, but they're a bat. What in the world? I mean, they're very cute, but there's like three it looks like a bat, a gecko, and a mouse had a baby. They are very cute, but what a wacky animal. They are squirrel adjacent. They're definitely squirrel adjacent as well. This pose right here, that's a squirrel. That's a classic squirrel pose there. Well, this is the most classic squirrel pose, but... This is what possums? No, this is what possums look like. That's a possum right there. These are actually so cute. I love these guys. They're a little freakier. This is more, they're also never this clean. This is more what they look like in the wild. But every once in a while, you'll come across one of these in the wild that look like this, and they're so cute. I love possums. They're so cute. Running through the walls. I love possums. These guys are cool. You know what's also really sweet and one of our weirder animals? Armadillos. We have a decent amount of these in Florida. This is a freaky animal. And what's really cute about them is they are basically completely blind and have no survival instincts. Their entire survival instinct is grow armor plating. They're so cute. I've been out on the mountain bike trails here, and they'll literally walk into you, like midday, if they happen to wake up and go for a stroll. I've had one just walk into my foot, like bump into me, and not even go around and wait for me to move my foot so it can walk past me. Armadillos are funky little guys. Was ran over a possum. Yeah, they don't have a lot of survival instincts either. I love armadillos though. Weird animal, but very cool. Y'all got armadillos? Raccoons are cute. No armadillos. Actually, yeah, these are South American in nature, right? I think armadillos are South American. We have lots of birds. I feel like y'all got some big birds. Anteaters. Anteaters are weird too. Central and South. Yeah, that sounds about right. What was the other one? Possum versus opossum? What? Possum versus opossum. Okay. This is not fair to our opossums. This isn't fair. You're framing him in the wrong light here. They did my boy dirty in this picture. Cassowary? Oh, we have looked these up on stream before. These are big, right? Yeah, these are freaky. These are wacky animals. You're telling me dinosaurs don't exist? This is an active velociraptor. This is a dinosaur. This is straight up not a bird. This one hasn't evolved to bird yet. This is clearly still a dinosaur. That's crazy. Y'all just got these? That's nuts. Second favorite bird. Oh, I've looked up these guys too. Are they actually this big? Are they really this big, or is this just a framing thing? Oh no, they're big. Jesus. Why they look like that? Are they aggressive? Do they fight you? That's a crazy bird. Yeah, I imagine the sound would be nuts. They do look evil. Look at that. Yeah, it is just an average Australian lizard, to be honest. Just like a standard lizard for Australia. Pass a couple of these on your walk to school every day. That is a big boy. That's crazy. That is a dinosaur. I stand by, though. Crocodiles and alligators, no matter how many times you see them in real life, those are just clearly dinosaurs. Those guys have not evolved for several million years. It's like a weird peek into the past. Like, these should not exist in modern times. These are such a crazy animal. Learning how platypus work. I know they're real weird. You know what my favorite bird is? Yeah, they didn't have to evolve. They became a perfect animal. Yeah, I think they just got all their evolving out of the way early, and then they just stopped a few million years ago. What was the other one? Oh, this is my hyperfixation bird. I see these and I uncontrollably scream sandhill cranes in my car every time I see them. It's like a tick. I get so hype when I see these guys. These are my favorite bird. They're so cool. They're huge too. They're really big. And we have so many of them where I move to. I see these like every day. I love these guys. Yeah, this actually does a good job of showing the size of them. They're pretty big. God, I love sandhill cranes. My first time I encountered one, this is probably why I like them so much. I was like 8 and I walked up to one and it was taller than me. And I feel like my dad probably pulled me away and was like, hey, that thing could probably hurt you. But I walked up to one. I was like, hi, bird. Just completely in the wild. We were like fishing. And I just walked up to one and it didn't get mad at me. And I just interacted with it. But I also had like a little bit of a respectful fear for the bird that was physically taller than me. But yeah, now I just scream excited sandhill cranes every time I see one. And they make the coolest sounds. I've played the sounds of these guys on my channel like once a month, but they make the craziest sound and you can hear them for like 4 miles away. So then when I hear them, I just go outside and I listen to them and wait for them to pass. Anyway, totally not a peer reviewable moment. I just like those. I have a sweatshirt about sandhill cranes. I need that. I have heard that they are disappointing. You ever seen a bald eagle from the front too? This is cool. It looks like a bearded dragon, just a lot angrier. Imagine if this was like the size of an alligator or crocodile instead of just a little lizard too. Average arc dino. Bald eagle. Ready? This is the image of bald eagles they always show us, right? Notice how their heads are always turned front. Granted, some of them still do look cool, but most of them just look like this. It really takes away from the intimidating pose of them. Look at him. Some of them still can maintain their composure, but yeah, they lose a lot of aura when they face you directly. They look so much cooler from a side view. They really did. I don't know why this is such a US bird. The only place I've ever seen them consistently is Alaska. But holy, in Alaska. You literally go to Alaska and you see hundreds of these. Like, we stopped counting because there were so many. Bunch here in Iowa. Got them all over. Oh, okay, so they're just mostly northern too. Yeah, I couldn't believe how many there were in Alaska. I'd probably seen like 2 or 3 in my life until I went to Alaska, and then I saw hundreds. Seagull call, they don't eagle screech. Eagles don't screech either. Yeah, it's from some other bird. This is what they sound like. Shows and movies use a red-tailed hawk call. This is the sound that we get in movies. This is the red-tailed hawk. That's the cool sound. This is what a bald eagle sounds like. Shows and movies. It's so goofy. But yeah, this is what the entirety of the movie industry has led us to believe.
This is what a bald eagle actually...
They're just seagulls. Alright, fine. We'll listen to some sandhill cranes. Fine. Fine, since you're begging me. Yeah. This doesn't do it justice. This is deafeningly loud. You can literally hear that for like 4 or 5 miles. It's so loud. That one you can kind of hear just how loud it is a little better because of the reverb. They're so loud. It's insane how loud they are. That's probably AI. What was it? Shoebill quack. What is this monster? This isn't a bird, man. Y'all can't just have these in your country. Wait, was that the sound it makes? They make 50 caliber machine gun noises? Oh my god. I don't think I've ever felt genuine fear of a bird before. If I saw this and it made that noise at me and looked at me like that, I think I'd run. This is a horror movie creature. Yeah, imagine you're walking through the forest and you hear that sound. You're sprinting. They're not reminiscent of a dinosaur. They are a dinosaur. What do you mean? Oh, she looked kind of cute there. Hold on, wait. She looks less evil from that angle. Dude, that first one. Oh my god. Take me to the first one again. Jesus. That's so freaky. It will jug. Are they capable of flight? If they're capable of flight, it's over. Oh my god. They can fly competently. You ever seen these? These are freaky. No, these are rods from God. You ever seen these things? These are nightmare creatures. There's videos of these. I don't know if we can find the video. There's a video I've seen of one of these dudes. There's another bird flying by. It hits it, splits it in half, comes back around and impales both halves on its beak and just keeps going. It's crazy. Yeah, these guys are monsters. They reach something like 200 miles an hour, so close to 300 kilometers an hour on their dives. Oh yeah, I think this is... Look at that! What is that, man? That's crazy.
It takes only one blink.
Bro, it killed it on impact. That's not okay.
It takes only one blink. The peregrine falcon is the fastest animal in the world.
What was that? You didn't even see it. It just killed the duck. It killed a whole duck.
Is the fastest animal in the world, reaching speeds of up to 200 miles per.
Look, and it got the neck too. It didn't just impact kill it. It like chewed the back of its head out. Oh my god.
Hour when diving for prey. It is a skilled aerial hunter using its sharp talons to attack.
Oh
other
my
birds.
god.
Peregrine falcons use a variety of hunting tactics, but their most famous is the stoop. To stoop, a peregrine falcon will fly high into the sky and then dive at its prey at
Did it live? Does it just not know it died yet?
incredible speed. The falcon
Oh, okay, now it died. Okay. What's the cloud? Yeah, I think that's just feather dust, like knocking dust off of the dead bird. Yeah, I've looked these guys up before. This one's up there for favorite birds too. The sounds. Oh, the sounds are great. Hold on, I need to... Okay, our ship is loaded for tomorrow. That's what we wanted. We're ready to go to Aquillo tomorrow. Secretary bird. No, I gotta look that one up.
With a name like theirs, you'd think secretary birds are some kind of sweet indoor pet. But you'd be terribly wrong. These lanky raptors are nightmares to not just snakes, but any other animal that dares cross their path.
Trying to fight a whole goat?
How badass are we talking? How can this be revered as a deadly predator? Let's get into it. Secretary birds are scientifically known as Sagittarius serpenarius, which translates to archer of snakes. And boy, do they live up to that name. They're known to stop.
Did it just kick a snake in the head and kill it?
Then strike with their bill or kick the crap out of their victims. And these carnivores do so efficiently.
Did it just kick a snake in the head and kill it? What was that?
They kick with a force up to 5 times their body weight. It's been said that this force is enough to crack a tortoise's shell, delivering a deadly kick within a few
those kicks are
milliseconds.
freaky.
I mean, if you're gonna stomp a snake to death, you'd better do it quick and hit hard before you regret tangling with them in the
From
first
the
place.
Angry Raccoon
Secretary
show?
Birds have a face that's hard to miss. White plumage with brightly colored eyes and nose areas, and a bad hair day. Or is this a good hair day in the bird world? Secretary birds are one of the strangest looking birds you'll ever see. Standing up to 4 feet tall with the head of an eagle and a body of a stork. Kind of what you get if you somehow magically got those two birds to mate. I'd imagine this would be the
I like the way their
spawn of such
legs
matters.
work.
These
Just when they
tap-dancing
run.
birds don't generally tear their prey to bits before eating them. They don't have that kind of time. So they typically swallow
Little Netflix anime. Searching. Oh, I've seen this one character. Bird. Oh yeah, it is in there. Look at that. I was worried about Rule 34. That was why I alt-tabbed first. Ugh. There's a lot of bird searching today. While since I've sent you Rule 34, it must be off by game. Birds are kind of... They are. They're a weird animal. You know what's also a weird animal? Cats. Just standard house cat. And I know we all know they're weird, but there's a couple things about Callie that always freaks me out pretty consistently. Number one. You guys can answer along here. How many of y'all have a dog in your house? And the follow-up question, if you have a dog, you probably know where that dog is right now, right? Dogs give off like a little presence and you can tell where they're at. It's very hard to not know where your dog is. Cats are like imperceptible aliens unless they want to be perceived. Not just the hiding. They'll literally be laying next to you and you can't like... You don't like sense their presence. It's weird. It's freaky. It's like some kind of like conscious cloaking or something. And they're really good at it. And they do it on purpose. Because it happens to Caitlin and I all the time too. You're sitting there doing something on your phone. And you haven't noticed it happen, but Callie is laying on you. Didn't trigger any awareness or anything. It's crazy. Cats are freaky like that. And then the sentience of them is also freaky. A dog, most dogs, there are some dogs that kind of cross that sentience line, but you know, I've had many dogs. The vast majority of them, when you interact with them, they got that dog IQ. They're very sweet, but they got that dog IQ. Cats look at you and it feels like there's too much going on in there. in kind of a creepy way. They feel a little too sentient. And then mixed in with the whole, hunter hiding their sense from your sense of awareness. Cats are kind of freaky. Clearly you've never seen an orange cat. Those are more on the dog spectrum. They do, John. They do. Now, I will say there's a few dogs I've felt that with. Not necessarily on like the common sense intelligence, but the emotional intelligence. I felt that on a few dogs. One of them is our rescue that my dad has, Dexter. He's got the IQ of a peanut. That dog is one of the dumbest dogs I've ever encountered. But he's got this weird, like, emotional intelligence where he sees into your soul when you make eye contact with him, where for just a second, he's smarter than you. And then he goes back to, like, literally running into a wall. And the other is our Dachshund up in Tennessee, Max. Max does the same thing. I don't really know his overall intelligence, but he's got that same weird, like, old soul eyeballs. It's weird. Like, he looks into you when you look at him. It's like the animals that actually make eye contact. They don't just look at your eyes. They're, like, intentionally locking eyes. But all cats do it. 100% of cats do it. One dumb as rocks and one freaky smart dog. We had one really smart dog. Our dog Kelsey when I was growing up. She was actually like freaky smart. But yeah, the vast majority of dogs, we love them. A lot of dogs are pretty dumb. They're very cute and they mean very well and they'll have their moments of intelligence. But the average dog that I have encountered does some pretty low IQ plays. It's definitely a breed specific thing too. Like we had our Chihuahua she was 18, 19 years old. She was old. And not once in those 19 years did she ever display any like real intelligence. She was cute and we loved her. But there's just not a lot of room for a brain in a Chihuahua. The intelligence definitely scales up with the size of dogs. You get bigger dogs tend to have more folds in there. Yeah, she lived forever. She was old. And she refused to die. She tried to die several times. And just wouldn't. 90%? Really? How did that happen? What are these Chihuahuas doing? She was an awesome dog, though. She was never very smart, but she was awesome. They breed upwards. Like Chihuahuas just have this innate need to breed with animals larger than them to get their gene pool spread wider. Maybe they are smart.